We came to Seoul for the food, the culture, maybe a bit of shopping. Cameras? That wasn't really on the list. But as it turns out, one of the best camera hunting experience I've ever had was waiting just around the corner from our hotel in Myeongdong. Tucked between beauty shops and cafes, we found a whole street lined with camera stores. Some small and cozy, other modern and polished. All of them packed with gear. And not just some random old stuff. I'm talking rare lenses, collectible film bodies, and secondhand cameras in amazing condition. And the wild thing? No one's really talking about it. Meanwhile in Tokyo, camera prices keep going up and tourists are everywhere, in all the used camera shops. But here in Seoul, it felt like a secret, a collector's paradise, quietly thriving in the middle of the busiest shopping district in the city. Everything we bought was about 50% off what we pay in Europe full price. We found a Fujinon 35mm f1.4, a lens that's basically impossible to get at home, just sitting there in perfect condition in a quiet little shop. And the shop owners, quiet, relaxed, sometimes a little aloof, but always very kind. Even with the language barrier, we connected, because photography is a shared language. They were so happy to chat, they let us test things out, they talked about gear, about photography, without any pressure, just talking between people who love cameras. We ended up spending a few hours exploring different stores, just wandering, discovering, seeing. And then there was a birthday surprise for my husband. A Fujinon 150 to 600mm lens he'd been dreaming about for months. Half the price, used but in spotless condition. It was just there, waiting for us. It was one of the moments I'll remember forever. We walked back to our hotel that evening, bags heavy, our wallets lighter, but we were so happy. We also made a stop in Chungmuro, a quieter district now, but one with deep creative roots. This was once Korea's mecca of movies, where directors, writers, and studios shaped the country's early film industry. While its heyday lives mostly in memory, the name Chungmuro still holds weight. Even as the movie world shifts south to Gangnam, Chungmuro is the name that means something to Koreans today. You can feel the nostalgia there. And yes, you can still find some camera stores tucked between old buildings and new ones. One of my favorite stops in Chungmuro, the Leica store and museum. I'm not super familiar with Leica cameras, but seeing this museum just made me want to visit. It's not just a place to shop, it's a curated experience. A love letter to storytelling through the lens of Leicas. If you're exploring Seoul as a photographer or filmmaker, Chungmuro is worth the detour. It's not just about what you can buy, it's about where you are and what that place has meant to so many photographers in Korea. And if you want sheer variety, every lens mount imaginable, rows of DSLR bodies, flashes, tripods, vintage gear and more, Namdaemun is where you need to go. Namdaemun camera market feels like the modern-day epicenter of used camera shopping in Seoul. In many ways, the energy that once defined Chungmuro seems to have shifted here. It's vibrant, a bit chaotic, and absolutely packed with gear. If there's something you've been hunting for, chances are it's tucked away in one of these shops. And don't worry about speaking Korean. With a notepad, a calculator app, and Google Translate, communication is really easy. Namdaemun was the kind of place where we could spend hours digging through the glass cabinets and shelves, stumbling across things we didn't even know we needed. So if you're heading to Seoul and even slightly interested in photography, Make time for this. Myeongdong might not be famous for cameras, but maybe it should be. Chungmuro, that's where the soul of Korean visual storytelling still quietly lives. And Namdaemun, that's where your next piece of dream gear is probably waiting. It's sustainable, it's exciting, and it's full of stories. Thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!